It's a poison. That doesn't help the stress level. No, don't do it. Get a grip. This stupid video I just showed you. I almost stroked out and died over it. You're watching a different show. You donkey. You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship. Don't do this to me, Harry. The Ohio State. It's Ohio State. What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Welcome in. Good morning. Good morning, fellow Irish faithful. I don't know who else would be up. 1:10 in the morning. That is an all-timer for the latest start ever. Welcome in. Welcome back. Good morning. Good late night, whatever you want to call it. Man, we find ourselves in a Notre Dame moment. We find ourselves in the Notre Dameiest of Notre Dame situations. I always say things feel Notre Dame-y. Like there's this weird, if there's something weird, then it involves Notre Dame. Here's what I mean by this. Notre Dame just completed a 10-game winning streak. A 10-game winning streak. All 10 games, they had to have them. You had to have it to have any chance at this playoff thing whatsoever. You had to go on a 10-game winning streak. Notre Dame just pulled that off. And it doesn't feel the way it should. It doesn't feel the way it should. You needed the 10-game win streak. You wanted the 10-game win streak, like whatever. And they get it. And my Patreon chat, there's negativity. There's negativity in here. My texts are negative. Like people are being negative. So it's an odd dynamic because you just accomplished that goal and people don't feel fulfilled by it. And I got some reasons why. Thanks for joining me. So many people, 1 a.m. Thanks for joining me. This is great. Let's have a little fun. It isn't going to be a 2-hour show. I got articles to write, videos to record. It ain't going to be a 2-hour show. So I'm going to get out my part, give it to you guys. We'll go from there. It's like you got the 10-game winning streak, but I think people are agitated because the game's ending at 1:15 in the morning. I genuinely think that's part of it. It's been a long football weekend. And quite frankly, against Notre Dame most of the time. So here's what I think's going on. I counted about 13 games that mattered for Notre Dame between yesterday and today. I think it was like 13 games within that playoff periphery. And the only one, what's the one that didn't go the way you thought it might go? The Texas A&M one that hurts Notre Dame and everything else goes the other way. So I genuinely think what's going on is you had that list of games of what you wanted to win or lose to happen to help Notre Dame get into a hosting seed before our game started out, right? All those games kind of go against you. You didn't really get any breaks unless you want to count SMU losing as a break because of what it does to Miami. You didn't really get any breaks to where you went into this midnight kickoff feeling like as long as we win, we're in, and you have that excitement. I think each game that went by, we were looking for some help and you didn't get it. People were more agitated. Then you have to wait all this time for our game. And then Love gets hurt. That's the whole thing. It isn't just a playoff. It's Love too, and then he gets hurt. Then you're winning by a lot, and then you take your gas off, or you run out of gas, or you lose your concentration. I don't know what it was, but no Notre Dame people love the second half. No Notre Dame people love the way that second half went. So it's like you're in between because you don't know if you're in the playoff or not. So you don't know at 1:15 in the morning if you're allowed to celebrate or not. That's what it feels like to me. So I think it's, what am I getting wrong? If Commander, you're saying I'm twitching out at 1:15? Am I getting anything wrong? That's how I feel like this all built up. You were hoping for some of those breaks. You didn't get them. All the hours of football you watched yesterday and today. You were waiting for that break to put Notre Dame in hosting seat. Give us some breathing room. You didn't get it at all. You got no breaks. Then you got to wait all night. And I'm telling you this too. Telling you this right now. Change my mind. Where's the sign? Change my mind. Stanford plays a little dirty sometimes. They play a little dirty for a bunch of nerds. They play a little dirty. On the first drive, when they're tackling Love, they're twisting that ankle. Did you see it? Not the one where he got hurt. The first drive. They were twisting his ankle when they're tackling him. And then on the other one, a little bit of this to the ribs. Just because you're not good at football doesn't mean you're going to take liberties on our Heisman guy. Go to Silicon Valley, make all your money, create the AI that's going to replace AI, always Irish. Create me an AI so I could be sleeping. And your big Stanford brain will be able to know what I would want to say right now. And I could be sleeping and this avatar would be yelling. They play a little bit dirty. I don't like it. They were twisting ankles. And then they knocked out our guy. So people are in a weird mood, but I want to be proud of this team for winning 10 games in a row. I want to be proud of this team for winning 10 games in a row. But I understand it's late at night. Everybody's agitated. 13 other games didn't go your way to give you breathing room. You got. And then the announcing was bad. Brock Osweiler needs a new career. It was bad. You got the entire history of Stanford football. That's what everybody was tuning in for at midnight, to get the entire history catalog of Stanford football. Everybody's tired and grouchy. I'm telling you, it's a weird vibe. I'm the feel guy. I feel Notre Dame. Ooh, that's my thing. The feel Notre Dame guy. This one is weird. I never remember being in this scenario and things feeling the way they feel, right? It's very weird. It's very, very weird. This is a bizarre, the confluence of circumstances that led to Notre Dame's first two losses were a bizarre combination of a bunch of bad things that all blew up on Notre Dame. And then you make it through that. You win 10 in a row. Now you're at the end of it, and you have another weird combination of dynamics that make it feel weird. You got half the people in here saying we're in the playoff, relax, and the other half are saying we don't deserve it, we're out. Like, I'm telling you, it's a weird vibe, man. It's a weird vibe, and I just think people don't know. They don't know where Notre Dame stands, and that's why at 1:20 in the morning, you're like, we just won 10 in a row. Shouldn't I be in a great mood? And whatever, but all this side stuff was in the way. All of it. All right, welcome in. I got to settle down. It's late at night. Here's the deal. A bunch of you guys want to talk. We got to go fast. We're good. This ain't going to be a 2-hour show. Take your normal time, cut it in half. Get to your main points so we can move this thing along. Okay. So I want to hear from you guys, but let's speed it up so everybody can get in. So anyways, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I just feel it's just a bizarre set of circumstances. What does that matter, Commander? What does that matter? You can't have a YouTube show unless you played competitive football at a high level. That's interesting. That's a new rule, and I'm not in the mood at 1:20 in the morning either. I'm just agitated. I'm sorry. The whole thing agitates me. The love thing agitates me. The 13 games and none of them help you out agitates me. Here's the other part. Sitting there like a little bitch all weekend that I need help and want help was a little humbling. I didn't like that feeling. I think that's why I'm agitated. I didn't like that feeling of sitting there being like, oh, are they going to be generous enough to help us? Could this team help us? I would really like some help. Help yourself and don't lose your first 2 games. Help yourself and don't lose your first 2 games. So if you get left out, you get left out. Don't lose 2 of the 3 biggest games of the year. But I felt like I was holding a weak set of cards in my hand all weekend. Sitting there with my little cheat sheet. Here's who I want to win. Yeah. It just felt like a weak hand to hold, and I didn't like it all weekend. Maybe if this team loses, we can move up. Yeah, take care of your own business. You don't need any of that. I think that's agitating me. As always, just hit subscribe. I'm not doing the whole thing. Hit subscribe. Go to Patreon, especially if we're in the playoff. Go to Patreon. Check it out. Yeah, SMU helped a little bit, but it's just, I think no one knowing where Notre Dame stands has everybody in a weird spot. You don't know. So you're going to get the next rankings. Then you're going to have, the conference championship games. And then what are we going to have to do if BYU wins? Oh, we got to bow down to how great the Big 12 is and put 2 of them in. This thing's going to 16. That's what I've learned from all this. This thing's going to 16. You can have Notre Dame, Miami, Pavia. You could give the group of 17, whatever that is. You could give them a spot. Everybody can get in. Anyways, it is a weird set of circumstances, but it all just feels a little weird. It's off. Something feels off. I should be thrilled Notre Dame just won those 10 games in a row. And congratulations to them. Congratulations to them. Really, really good job. What a comeback. They did all they could do. I wonder if you just run out of gas from the season by the second half of the 12th game. Out there, sleepy Palo Alto. Or is that me making excuses? I don't know. Let me know. Hit subscribe. Join the Patreon. How's that for an introduction to 122? Rotate. Great season. See you on Monday. I got a few of these. Josh Miller, $20 hour. I'm not going to make it, Johnny, but what are you, passing away or passing out? Not going to make it, but what a great way to put a stamp on the year. I hope it's enough to get us in because we're ready. Yeah, it's tough, man. A lot of the chat's not happy with second half. $10 hour Ryan Elliott. Garbage second half might just cost us. Disappointing. Mark, $2 hour, the Freeman special. The Freeman special is not winning games by 35 points or whatever. What was the Kelly special then? Donnie, $100 hour. Donnie, you're the man. You're the man. $2 hour, Steven. Stanford, the dirty nerds. Bro, they were twisting my man's leg, dude. They were twisting my man's leg like your creepy uncle at Thanksgiving on one of them turkey legs, twisting it, trying to find the ligament. Bugging me. $2 holler from Rodney. The entire day through the night was stressful. It was a grind, dude. These last 2 days of ball games were a grind, and you didn't get nothing out of it, really. $5 holler, Domer fans. So Notre Dame. That's all. A good season. Just hope it's good enough to get us in. Shout out to the chat. The uncertainty is killing me inside. I think I'm bleeding inside my chest. $2 holler, Go Irish. Dave and Brock acting like they're on the Miami pod. Those guys, bro, there's a reason you end up announcing an ACC game at 2 a.m, and that they are why. The other thing you got to understand is the way these things go, when there's a blowout, the producers have a bunch of BS, stupid filler sheets. They hand those guys in a TV timeout and go, they're winning by 30. Talk about this. And it gets real boring. But the producers give them that filler garbage. I learned way more about Stanford football than I ever wanted to. Ed Page and John, we trust. Thank you. John, you feel weird because ND fans can't trust happiness. Well, when you're on the playoff bubble and I'm bracketed out, bro. I'm telling you guys. I'm bracketed out. Somebody going to have to bracket me to an insane asylum next. I'm bracketed out. I just am. I'm bracketed out. Just let me know, are we in or out? Am I happy? Do we have hope? Or is this entire year a failure? And you wasted Love and Price and Malachi Fields, and they're gone. And you didn't get to play for a title because you didn't know how to do defense. Early in the year. $5 holler. J.A. Hoops. In 22, ND Lacrosse got snubbed by the NCAA. The next 2 seasons, national champs. Oh, boy. $2 holler Mendoza. Juice left the ND building after Love got hurt. I'm telling you, man, it was just a buzzkill. It was just a buzzkill. Phil, $2 holler. Can't believe I'm still awake. Bro, yeah, I don't know why you don't run outside because it was open all night. You could have done those wheel routes or ran off tackle the whole time. So I don't know what to make of this, you guys. I have no idea. I'm thrilled for the team. 10 wins in a row. They did what you had to do to get to this position. You just hope it's enough. SPF says, join the Big Ten. He presented a good point. He said, this year it's Miami. Next year it's going to be somebody else. Notre Dame's always going to find themselves in this scenario with this kind of dynamic. So I don't know, man. They deserve credit for winning the 10 in a row. But this is why you need to take care of your own business. So you don't need help. You don't want help. You're not sitting there on the edge of your seat needing help and sweating it out. Tough lesson for Notre Dame to learn 2 years in a row. You got to take care of your own business. Luis, what's up, baby?
What's up, John? How's it going? Hey, all I know is that Stanford was playing so dirty that I'm sorry, I'm getting something here. I'm about to start driving away. All night. No, Notre Dame put belt to ass. And I know their ass is really sore, so you better check up on them tomorrow because there might be a possibility that they can't even. How about them Irish, my boys? How about them Irish? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, belt to ass, Johnny, all night. You got to check up on them because that was illegal what we did.
The chat's not thrilled, Luis. They don't think Notre Dame played that well in the second half.
No, they didn't. I mean, look, guys, I don't know what you guys want. All I know is Notre Dame did what they had to do, despite of starting 0-2. There's so much to look forward to. They'll take, let the chips fall where they fall, man. And if it so happens that we don't in, there's nobody to blame but us. And it's simple as that.
True.
All right. And if we're in, then great. But it doesn't do us no good to stress over something that's over spilled milk. We knew what we got ourselves into. So all they did ever since then is handle their business and prove each and every week. It doesn't matter. They still won by 29, guys. Like, I don't know what else you want. All I know is, oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's we're gonna see what happens, but they won 10 in a row, man. They deserve a lot of credit for that, Luis. Hey man, I'm gonna try and go through as many calls as I can.
Go
Safe travels
Good
home.
night. For sure, sir. Bye.
See ya. Take it easy. Be safe. I mean, 10 straight. They do deserve a lot of credit for that, you guys. It's just the uncertainty makes it so you can't celebrate yet. It's like a delayed celebration. There's something weird. It just feels off. All right, let's keep it moving, everybody. Couple minutes. Liam, what's up?
Johnny, how are you?
Man, it's been a long football weekend, a stressful grind, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel really manic, just like you were describing at the beginning. I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to be pissed off, or maybe I should have spoken to Luis earlier. He sounds happy. Hearing him makes me happier, but I'm not sure what to make of it, to be honest with you.
You get where I'm coming from, where there's all these weird circumstances wrapped into one, and it has you as a Notre Dame person being like, where exactly do we stand at 1:30 in the morning after a 10-game win streak? And you're like kind of paralyzed in no man's land because you're not quite sure what to make of it. The love thing's frustrating. All the other games this weekend frustrating, mostly. Like, and then the second half, I don't know. It's a weird feeling, but I'm proud of them. But no, it's weird.
It's a very strange dichotomy, right? If 20 years ago, if I had told you that we win double-digit wins 2 years in a row, you'd say that's great. I mean, from 2010 to 2017, we only beat Stanford once. Here we had them handled by the end of the first quarter. And still, it seems like it's, too much is never enough, right? We wanted the Heisman. We want to place in the college football playoff. We want to win by 70 2 weeks in a row. And it seems like we're forgetting how far this program has come in looking for all those greater goals.
Yeah. Dude, I want it to feel better than I feel right now. And it's uncertainty. It's just an uneasy feeling. And I don't know, man, but like these guys deserve a lot of credit for winning those 10 games in a row, back-to-back seasons, backs against the wall, win out all the way. Super impressive. And I want to be in a better mood about that.
Yeah, it's a great season, right? Even if the season ended right now, it would be of one of Notre Dame's better seasons. But the problem is that when we have the college football playoff, and especially based on the run last year, it leaves you yearning for a little bit more.
Yeah, it's and I don't know what's gonna happen, and but I am bracketed out, dude. Like I'm sorry, I am bracketed out, and all the Twitter negativity, and I am bracketed out. I'm ready to know whether we're in it or not. And if we are, then awesome. And if you're not, you learn some really painful, tough lessons as a program. I don't know any other way to look at it.
No, John, I agree with you. It's been a long weekend, and if you don't get in, you have a decent resume. You're 10-2. If you don't get in, you don't get in. Maybe the lesson is you've got to know your staff better, and the personnel have to be in the right positions coming out of 2 weeks. You've got to hit on all points. You got to come out running from Labor Day weekend, and but besides that, yeah. How much longer can you talk about how Duke is going to make the ACC championship? It's nauseating, but it's also exhausting.
Yeah, it's but man, I didn't know if I was just personally in a weird place with like the weird combination of things that make me slightly agitated, or if it's late at night and everybody's just worn out. Like, I don't know, but there's some feeling here that is not typical, and I could sense it.
I think it's overexposure to, it seems like every single day has been those Tuesday night college football specials, but for the last 3 or 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
Need a break.
Yeah, it is, man. So it is just, I don't know, man. And then even this game, Liam, the game was over in the first quarter. You were never in threat of it being close or losing ever for the 10th win you had to have. It should have felt more fulfilling. And the Love thing was energy out of it. And then the second half was more energy out of it. And then you combine it with getting no help all week. And now everybody's in a weird place.
Yeah, I think the problem is we had these crazy expectations that we were going to see 4 or 5 50-yard runs like we're used to. We were going to see a 70-3 game like we've been used to from this team. But when you sit back and reflect, you have to realize, well, why do we have such high expectations? And that's because the guys performed at such a high level for 3.5 months. So tomorrow morning when we wake up, hopefully in a bunch of hours, we can be grateful for the season that they did have instead of being upset at what could have been, because it was a tremendous season.
Yeah, it is. Man, it is just so Notre Dame-y, this feeling of being able to like accomplish this run, and you still don't really know whether you could be happy about it or how happy to be. So where does this leave you? Like, do you think maybe we'll all wake up and feel a little more clear-minded about it, or is there a weird taste that's going to linger until you figure out whether you're in or not?
I think we're going to feel strange until Tuesday night. You know, was this a dramatic comeback that gets us into the college football playoff, or was this all for naught? And what could have been type of season? And we'll find out in 2 days.
Yeah, it would be if you missed out on the opportunity to have these backs and Malachi Fields in the playoff, man, that is a huge hit. Liam, anything else? Thanks for staying up, buddy.
No, Johnny, I just wanted to thank you for getting me on first. I'm in New York, so I'm an hour ahead of you guys even. So I just thank you so much, and thank you for venting for me. It helps. Yeah,
hey, no problem, man. I just hope it makes sense, kind of the weird place that I'm in. I just hope it makes sense to other people, like the weird vibe that's out there. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'll see you Monday. We'll revisit things.
We'll revisit it. Hey, get some sleep, buddy, in the city that never sleeps. Isn't that New York? The chat is proving my point. There are people all over the board. Relax, we're in, all the way to we're out, and I'm already dealing with it. It's just, we're in a weird place. Couple more chats, we'll keep it moving. We're doing pretty quick on the calls. There's a point here. John, you feel weird because ND fans can't trust happiness. You're waiting for the next bad thing to happen, or what? The Juice left the building after Love got hurt. Yeah, it's, man, it's just, it's weird. SB Flood, $5 hour. Thanks for hosting and being you, John. Stated the obvious, but Christian Gray still a liability. Happy for the Meyer kid and betting over. Yeah, people were like, that touchdown's the one that's going to keep Notre Dame out of the playoff. Rick Meyer's kid that's never played before at Stanford is going to be the one that kept Notre Dame out of the playoff. I didn't have that on my bingo sheet. Oh, man. DC Skater, $5 hour. I also feel like football was rigged against us. Good chance of no playoffs, no Heisman, because Love gets hurt in California again. That's a good point. Did happen there before. Ed, $5 hour. How about the third string running back, Aeneas, man? Every time he gets in, he makes the most of it. Mark with glasses loves the guy. $20 hour, Tom Chris. Sup, John? We got the win. 10 in a row with no close games. And now we wait. See what happens Tuesday, and that'll tell us where we stand. Go Texas Tech, GA. Most importantly, go Irish. Tom Chris, good to hear from you guys. Get a good night's sleep. Hopefully we'll see you soon. $2 hour, Robert Nash. If ND's 9 on Tuesday, they're in. 10's a toss-up. I guess we'll just see. $10 hour, just ND, gal. Everybody stay off X. Do not engage with the convict fans. It's tough, man. You got to limit your Twitter time. Keep your sanity. Every time I open that thing, 20 negative tweets about Notre Dame all in a row. You could spend your whole day combating these people. Mark, $10 hour. Booger McFarland needs to... Well, you know, the last guy that I'm taking football advice from is a guy named Booger. $2 hour, just ND. Get Myers kid ensuring ND didn't cover. It's amazing. It truly is amazing. Let's keep it moving, everybody. Couple minutes. Scott, what's going on? Welcome, buddy.
Hey, man. How are you?
I'm good. Congratulations for pulling off 10 wins in a row, and everybody involved deserves credit for that. but it's just been a oddly stressful weekend, and it just feels a little weird. I don't know. What do you make of it?
Yeah, everything's up in the air. I did want to say, though, that if you go back and watch this game, I do think that their players were out to try to hurt our guys. You saw them landing on our guys after the whistle blew, putting knees in their back, knees on their legs,
Twisting
twisting
ankles.
legs. You look at the late hit on Minchie, the player gets kicked out of the game, goes over to the sideline, and is around his homeboys, and they're all laughing. I just think it was disgusting myself.
Yeah, it was. I noticed it in the first drive when it seemed like they were twisting Love's ankles on tackles, and then you got the injury. And I think that was kind of the air out of the balloon. It's already been a long weekend.
Yeah.
You didn't get any of those other games to break your way, so you were kind of agitated about it. Then you had to wait all day, all night to get to our game. You were all excited to see Love, and then that happened. And I just think it kind of brought the vibe down.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it kind of let the air out of the bubble when he got hurt. Another team that makes me nervous that's right on the bubble is Vanderbilt. They lost to Texas and they lost to Alabama. Those are actually two quality losses. And
I
like you
wonder,
guys
are they
said,
too low? Are they too low? Where are they? 16th? Like, that's a big jump because they got to get all the way to 10,
no, I
right?
think they were 13th.
13? Okay, that's a
I, I'd,
lot
I'd
closer.
have to double check, but they're a two-loss team, two quality losses with a good win today against Tennessee on the road. It's going to be a good week and a half here of the old Notre Dame anxiety until we hear we're in.
Yeah,
And
it's
I guess we have to cheer for Texas Tech that they beat BYU.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely we do. And so, it's a tough lesson for Notre Dame of like, and you give up your own destiny and you're beholden to everything else. It's a bad place to be, man. It's just a tough lesson to learn 2 years in a row. They got to figure the next iteration of this under Freeman is they need to get off to a better start in September so your back isn't against the wall. Get through that
Yeah.
month unscathed or whatever. You can't be putting yourself with a Northern or 2 losses in September. You got to figure that out.
Yeah. No, we definitely do. And hopefully our coaching staff stays intact. And I think if they do, if we don't lose any coaches, that should help solidify the offseason and be able to launch us into a successful start of next year's campaign.
Yeah, man, it would just be a shame to not be able to see these backs in the playoff and just give it a
Yeah.
shot, man. Like there's so many this team has so many good athletes that could put on a show. You want to see that in the playoff, but if you make it, you make it. Consider yourself lucky and you give it all you got. And if you don't, anger and frustration need to fuel the offseason of like, we're never letting this happen again. And we're pissed off. And maybe that would be turning a negative into a positive if they turn that into some sort of motivation, because it will be a big shot to this fan base and the program if you're the first team out.
Well, you look at some of the games today. You've got Alabama; they're a playoff team. They could have lost very easily. You've got Oklahoma; LSU took them right down to the end of the game. And I think, when Notre Dame's clicking on all cylinders, I think we could beat anyone in the country.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, Ohio State looks really, really, really good, but it's like if Notre Dame's playing well, they can hang with any of these teams. And they proved last year they have the athletic roster that they can hang with these programs now. You're not at the deficit you were for the last 20 years where you couldn't physically compete. You get in, you have a chance if you're in Notre Dame. Anything else, my friend? Thanks for staying up late.
No, I just the other thing that I noticed tonight is I just like how animated Marcus Freeman was on the sideline. you know. I think that is infectious, and the players feed off that, and it's pretty cool to see. So, John, I hope you have a good rest of the night, man, and light a couple hundred candles for us this week,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm gonna light them all. I'm gonna light a whole box full. Hey, go get some rest, man. Thanks for being
All
here.
right. All
Have a
right,
good
thanks.
one. What is this guy? Dookie Dollars? And dude, are we getting the goofy crowd here at 1:45 in the morning? ND ain't done shit since 85. What about that Heisman in 87 and the title in 88 then? What about those? 80, 85, but never mind that Heisman and then the title that came after it. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Mark, what's up? Good night from the garage.
Hey, what's going on? If you remember, I called in when we were winless, and I was going to play the sound clip of that when I played the playoffs and reminisce on that. But obviously, I'm not in the mood for that. But I will say, looking at the playoffs, running through the teams that are in and the remaining spots, by my count, I see 2 spots left. I see it between Notre Dame, Miami, and Bama. And the last caller, right, Vandy's kind of right on our ass too. But if you look at it, what's really changed? Because, A&M lost for us, SMU lost for Miami, Bama barely won, Oklahoma right ahead of us, barely won and looked like shit.
It's a good perspective.
So I almost think they're going to leave well enough alone. And I think kind of adjusting the order of that is going to make it more like it's going to make it more confusing how they've been voting since week 10.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of where I'm at.
I think your perspective is very balanced. Like when you look at it that way, that does make sense. Like it seemed like a lot happened, but did a lot happen? It's all the football, Mark, that mattered for us yesterday and today and all those games you were watching. It felt like a lot happened, but did a lot change?
Yeah, and I think games like this hurt us more than the outside looking in. They're going to see the final score, yeah, whatever. It's lopsided game. But like for us watching it on the edge of our seat, wanting those style points and living and dying every snap, we were underwhelmed but as a whole, maybe it doesn't amount to much. I will say, super disappointed in Denbrock, super disappointed in this offensive line. And I really can't make sense of the lack of pride, no sense of urgency for Jeremiah Love tonight. He got injured. He was battling his ass off, coming back out, after being injured. And it just seemed like nobody else gave a shit. And I know they kept him in there, but it just, I don't know. There's no juice on offense. And that was really my biggest takeaway. It was just a huge disappointment. Big opportunity for not only the team, but for, the best running back we've ever had. And it just fell flat.
Yeah, it's and that was a frustration on the Patreon chat. People had too.
Oh yeah.
And I know Goolsby was frustrated with the O-line tonight. And it's I don't know, man. There's so much to like about this team, but you somehow feel a little unfulfilled. And I don't know whether we're being needy and greedy or should we just shut up and take this win where the game was never in doubt and a must win, you got to have it and be happy they ran the 10 and just shut up and see what happens. But it just doesn't feel like that's the reality.
Yeah, and I think that's where we all struggle with looking at it subjectively versus objectively. And like we know what we're capable of and the ceiling, and it's just like they've had so many underwhelming games for whatever reason, and that's like the part where we think we can hang with anybody, but it's frustrating. So, but yeah, after kind of thinking about it and looking at the teams that are in with the five highest conference winners, assuming Tech wins, Virginia wins, the G5 spot. I see 2 spots left. Those 3 teams. That's all I got. Shout out to Aeneas Williams. Shout out to the chat.
For sure, man. Hey, get some sleep, Mark. I'll talk to you tomorrow, buddy. Thanks for hopping on.
All right, later, bye.
See ya. I wonder if Mark's got to sleep out in the garage, or does he get to go in after his call? How does that work? I think people are getting their call in and crash it out. It's beautiful. $2 holler. Where's the creativity on offense? I didn't even yell about this yet. People in the Patreon chat again, they're going Carr since USC. I've not been impressed with Carr that much. They want more out of him. And so I'm still balancing it with saying, good job on the 10-game win streak. Like, I am trying to have a balanced perspective. Unbelievable job on the 10-game win streak. We're doing good on the calls. Let's keep them moving. I'll get as many in as I can. $5 holler from Narmadillo. Love it to come back out for a couple of series to prove the committee's not a hurt bed. That's a very, very good point. Even if it's subconsciously, a part of that committee favoring Notre Dame has to do with the branding and all that. And then last year's credibility you gained by the run you made and the brand, and then you add a Heisman contender on that. Even if it's subconscious, that's part of why they want Notre Dame in this thing. I understand that point. All right, let's keep it moving. You guys are doing good, going quick. Tom, what do you think? And then you could crash out.
Well, first and foremost, they need to, depending on what happens, if they get knocked out of the playoff or not, the Notre Dame Board of Trustees, the entire coaching staff, and Pete Bavacqua have to disband everything they possibly can with the ACC, with the exception of that 12-year contract with Clemson. That's number one. Get rid of the goddamn ACC. I'm tired of. Look what's going to happen. Look what's going to happen in their supposed championship game with Duke.
I hope Duke wins it. I mean,
come on. And then back to the college playoff committee. So if you're going to go by that criteria, like the same criteria that they use for the NCAA basketball tournament, that's crazy. It's 2 different sports. You can't do it. So, I don't know what to say. I mean, they did what they could do after the first 2 losses. It's pretty simple. And then all the negativity you're talking about, CJ Carr, yeah, he wasn't that good. Yeah, 17 of 25, 224, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, no interceptions. That's a shit day. He sucks. I'm tired of all that. It's just like, guys, what are you talking about? What game are you watching? 15 guys in the chat saying, oh, the unimaginative. There were 3 wheel routes thrown and completed today. They went in pistol formation. They weren't lining up in 11 and 12 personnel like they normally do. He mixed it up tonight. They didn't execute because the offensive line is not 100%. When Billy Strouth comes back, if they go to the playoff and Billy Strouth is back, they're automatically 25% better. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, but not their own facts. And the facts are that this team is sexy enough to still make the playoffs. Now, I think as a fan base, we're too hard and too critical on Notre. I think we're much more critical than the playoff committee has been and will be, especially the Stanford game.
I do think I have thought about that a lot. I think when it's your thing and everybody cares that much and you're obsessed with it and 98% of your consumption is that program.
That's right.
I think it's easy to get lost zoning in 90 layers deep on everything. And then it almost messes with your head.
Yeah.
I experience that sometimes, being so
I do
Notre Dame-y. And sometimes I do think we criticize harder than the outside does because we want perfection, you know?
Yeah, and I saw a lot of bright spots tonight. I mean, Leonard Moore, MVP of the game. Are you kidding me? I mean, there's some serious talent on this team. Now, Madden Faremo, that kid is going to have to step up and play 85 to 90% of the downs on defense. I think there's tweaks that this offense and defense is going to make if they get to the playoff, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see it. We just gotta wait it out until next Sunday afternoon when they announce the selection committee announces it. But
So
one more.
Tom, where are you at tonight? When you get ready to go to bed, do you feel uneasy because we don't know where we stand? Are you proud that the mission's complete and they won the 10? Is it a mixture? Like, what's going to be on your mind?
I'm going to say a rosary. I'm going to go to sleep like a little child, and I'm not going to worry about it because to sit here and drive ourselves crazy like we're going to do for the next 7 days.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah, it's like, yeah.
Why be good to yourselves? Why do that to yourselves? It's out of our hands. Yeah, you can rehash the Miami game and Texas A&M loss. Those 2 losses, we can rehash it. All I said all week was if they don't make the playoff, the blame squarely lies on the coaching staff for not having them ready to play against Miami and Texas A&M.
Yep.
We all saw that.
Yep.
It was piss poor preparation. They didn't know what look at the personnel problems that they had on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
How do you not know that in preseason camp? So that's the hard lesson that we all have to come to grips with, and so does Marcus Freeman. Now, if the committee gives us a pass, I think it is getting a pass, right? I really do, because of all the negativity and with all of the bias and all the talking heads. It's just everybody's bashing Notre Dame, but yet nobody wants to play Notre Dame in the playoff. Yeah. So the kids say 6-7, right? I don't know. It's somewhere in between. And I think the reality leans that why Notre Dame is still an 85% chance to make the playoff.
Yeah.
And one more thing, though. That kid, number 15, the safety that took out Kenny Minchie's head, that went head hunting, he's a freshman. His name is Dante Utu, number 15, that safety. Guess what? He's got to come to South Bend 2 more times. And I put him as public enemy number 1 and run him over in the first chance you get in that next game, November. He's public enemy number 1, that prick. He tried to behead Kenny Minchie.
Man, Tom,
they were playing dirty, and that came right from the head coach. Did you see the smirk on that fucker's face when he was talking, when he got to the sideline? Oh, when the coaching staff shows the film.
Watch your profanity.
Put that in your memory bank. They're going to punch Stanford's ticket again next year, and I can't wait. I'm going to be there for it. I can't wait.
Tom, you might do your best work at 2 a.m, brother. This was really, really solid stuff. You do your best work at 2 a.m. Anything else you got to unload?
No, that's it. No, I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to flip on a movie and fall asleep.
Tom, God bless you. That was a strong call, brother. Get some rest.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Go Irish. Forget the negativity. Forget the negativity.
Tom, we won the 10 in a row, man. That's all you could do, and they did it.
I know.
Good job.
Gotta laugh at it. We'll see you guys later. Be good.
Have a good one. That was strong stuff there. Milan, you're coming up. You've been waiting a while. We're doing good on moving along. $5 holler. We already did that one. Mendoza, this might be the wrong time to ask, but is Carr improving? He's gotten into a bad habit of fading left, and the read is in there. Yeah, there's a whole discussion to be at about that too. Of like since Ohio State, where's he been trending or how's he looking or whatever? That's a whole discussion there too. Number one ND, there is zero reason to think Miami will jump Notre Dame. Zero. I mean, there's some people that think that, and a lot of people don't. Milan, welcome.
What's up, guys? So Vanderbilt's 14th.
Okay.
That's what they ranked. It's been a shit weekend for me. Not gonna lie. Everything we needed to go our way didn't go our way.
I'm telling you, dude, don't you think that's a part of why everybody feels so weird? It's a combination. None of those games went your way, and you watched them all hoping for something. Then you had to wait all day. Then your star player gets hurt going for the Heisman. Then you didn't play that sharp in the second half, and they kind of came back. It's just all added up to where I don't feel – I wanted this to be it's a celebration. They win 10 in a row. I wanted to celebrate all that, but the vibe is a little off. And I don't control the vibe. I reflect the vibe. It's a little off.
It's frustrating. I feel like we lost our playoff spot. I feel like we lost our Heisman Trophy. It just feels like a crappy weekend.
So what makes you think we've lost the playoff spot? Do you think Miami's going to catch you now, or do you think you're going to like what's the specific angle? Is it just because you didn't get any breaks that make you move up and have any leeway, or what's making you think that?
I'm afraid of Vanderbilt. They're high. I think Pavia's going to win the Heisman, so they're going to want that Heisman Trophy winner in the playoffs.
Wait a second. But they've liked Notre Dame the whole time. Notre Dame finishes with a 29-point win, 10 wins in a row. And you want me to think they're going to have Vanderbilt jump Notre Dame at the end? I do not think that for 1 second. I don't. They're not jumping Vanderbilt for Notre Dame when Notre Dame finishes on a 29 win to get 10 in a row. They're not.
I hope not. I fear the SEC bias. It's such a SEC bias. And Greg Sankey is the biggest scumbag in the world, and he's a good politician, and he's going to be politicking real hard, and that scares me to death. And it just might be just a bad vibe. I don't know. It's been a bad weekend. We got the win. I'm glad of that. I felt kind of like that last drive was kind of made us feel cheap, especially since we didn't score. Like we felt desperate.
You know what? I'm kind of glad you brought that up because it just all felt weird. And the announcers being like, usually a team doesn't try and pile it on when they're winning by 30 late, but everything is so weird that Notre Dame's kind of like going for it, but it didn't feel like they were, but they kind of were. It was weird.
So, quick question. Do we need Virginia to win? Or do we need – I don't know who we need to win there.
I don't know. I kind of want Duke to win just because it'd be funny. I don't know.
It would be funny.
I think, don't you got to worry about the Big 12 more than anything else? Other than Miami catching you, the Big 12 at BYU wins, and then they want both of those teams in? I don't know.
I think we got to pull hard for Texas Tech. Speaking of the Big 12, if we're forced to join a conference, and this may force our hand, let's go the Big 12 because we would sure dominate that conference and be locked in every year.
You know what? The other thing, though, all these people about like some people were saying join a conference or whatever to avoid this. Man, I got a feeling this thing's going to 16 soon. And then your net and your margin gets even wider. If you go to 16, 10-2 Notre Dame's in no matter what else happens, right? So you may be able to make that work still.
I will. I'd like to feel that way, but I feel like, again, you got Greg Sankey, and I forget the Big Ten commissioner's name. They're going to be trying to dictate that they get the majority of the teams in, and we're in the same boat again.
Yeah, I guess that's a good comeback to that if half of those spots are already accounted for.
But here's my thing, and I'll let you go. I kind of wish they would do away with conference. Conferences are stupid now. I mean, you look at it. Texas A&M lost one game and they're not getting to play for the SEC championship. Alabama, who lost 2 games, is in it. That don't even make sense. It makes 0 sense. And half you don't even play half the teams in your conference. So how are you a conference champion?
Yeah,
John,
that's a
I
good
appreciate you
point.
taking me, man. Go Irish.
It is interesting, man. Hey, have a good night. Thanks a lot. I'm glad to hear that man had some things he need to get out. It is interesting. When you, the remaining people that are on, I'll do all of you guys, and then maybe we'll wrap it up. We'll run a little over like an hour and 15 minutes or whatever. If you're on hold, you're going to be on, and then we'll wrap it up. That's good enough timing. Dr. John is still up, baby, although I think he's a couple hours behind, so it isn't as late there. Dr. John, I did, tell me if you guys have noticed this as well. With the huge expansion of the Big Ten, and the choking myself up, with the huge expansion of the Big Ten and the SEC, it feels to me like some teams hit a schedule where it's like 7 ranked teams, and other teams in these 2 big major conferences end up having really light schedules where they play like 1.5 good teams in a year. It's very weird to me. I don't know how they figure out scheduling now that everybody can't play everybody. It feels like a lot of those teams get hammered, and others, it's like they're in that conference to get all the tough credibility. But you look at the schedule and it's pretty easy. So I don't know, man. Adam, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, John.
What's up, buddy? Are you leaving the game? Are you driving home? How was it?
Oh yeah, we're driving home. We got another hour to go. It was fun. It was of course I was there with my son, so we are making memories and having a great time. And it started off great, and we were looking at Jeremiah Love, and we were 15 feet away from the bench and just enjoying every minute until he got hurt. And then as you guys were talking about, as far as the air in the stadium, of the majority of which were all Notre Dame fans, definitely was like, like what's that about? But I will say, I watched him go into the 10. I watched him come out, and he was, hole in the ribs. He still went in and played. Obviously, they would not have, pushed it if he were seriously injured, just be it for the Heisman or, possibility. So obviously they felt comfortable with it. But you know what, man, I'll say this. I'm kind of on there with Tom as far as the fact that we got the win. And we once again rattled off, 10 wins in a row, and went ahead and completed this season. And if you look at it, again, this is why scheduling is so important. You don't start the season off with 2 back-to-back, just, big time teams like this, because of the fact that, especially if you have the situation that we did with a brand new starting quarterback, and also a brand new defensive coordinator, and a lot of new players in different positions. And so this is what happens. If you start off the season against Purdue, you can figure those things out and probably still squeak out a win, or whoever it is. But, it is what it is. We are here. I'm very proud of this team. I'm watching the growth of it. And, again, it's a first-time quarterback, and he's come to fruition. And we're watching, the defense of Nash, turn it around and be able to do what they need to do. Denbrock, opened it up a little bit more throughout the year. And so, overall, I'm very proud of the team. But, we definitely, like you said, we put ourselves in this position. But I think it has more to do, not so much with this coaching staff, as much as it is the scheduling, because the coaching staff, of course, it's going to take a long time to figure out what it is that you have. When you sit there in preseason, it does not equate to anything that you're seeing in practice as when you get there in a real game. And that's what happened in Miami, and that's what happened with Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, Texas A&M.
There's always what I call game 1 variance, because weird things happen early in the season and nobody knows exactly what they have. They think they know what they have, but they only know in their own world, doing their own thing in August. You don't know what you have till you get in there week 1. And Notre Dame had some miscalculations. It's really tough, because I am so proud of them for coming back and winning 10 games in a row and being in this position the resolve and the resiliency they showed. But man, it's just you're here and you still are uncertain if it's good enough. And I think that's eating at people.
I think, you know what, John, I totally agree with you, but I think that it is going to be good enough because of many different factors. And one of which is just look at what the committee has been valuing throughout the weeks that they've been ranking everybody. They valued us and they value the eye test and they value where we are and they know what the potential is. And this team has such a high potential where they could theoretically go in and beat anybody because of the talent and the ceiling that we have. But at the flip, you know, it's also because of the newity of the quarterback in different positions and coaching staff and whatnot. We haven't gelled 100% all the way around, you know, we seem to play at that level. Like if you watch Indiana or Ohio State for the majority, like 95% of this season, they've played at that high level. They don't come down from there that much. For us, we've played at a really high level and we've been there, but then we also come back down and then we go back up and then we come back down. And it's like, you know, we're just kind of a roller coaster in that way. So, you know, I do believe that we're going to get in. I believe we're going to be on the road, obviously. And it's, you know, of course, go Texas Tech. You know, you do not want BYU to win that game. You do not want, if Miami can lose, you know, and that's actually another one, John. What do you think? Do you think Miami winning makes it better or worse for Notre Dame if they win? Because if they lose, they get their third loss, but are they going to value the conference loser? You know, are they going to take them out of the mix? I don't know.
Yeah, it's oh man.
Right? I mean, it's just I don't know, man. It's just it's so exhausting.
This is all a big lesson in take care of your own business so you're not sitting here sweating it out. Adam, I have bracket fatigue.
Yeah.
I have bracket fatigue and I'm sick of all of it. And it's taken away from the on the field because all everybody wants to argue about is the stupid bracket. Like, and it's just, I'm bracketed out. And this is why you need to take care of your own business so you're not reliant on all the other results to dictate your fate. And it's a tough lesson to learn. And it may be tougher if you're the first team out, or maybe you get away with it. But it's a lot of stress to put on the program and everybody around it.
It is. And I think the reason why we have more stress with it, and you and I have talked about this, is really because of the fact of exactly what Goolsby touched on, which is you got this dynamic duo, man. You got Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love, and it just does not happen like this at all. Yeah. And it's happening right now. And due to them going into the NFL or whether they stay for more NIL money or whatever it might be, you don't know what the future holds for those two. So you just don't want to waste it away by going to the, you know, Outback Bowl or the whatever. You know what I mean? Like you want to at least get in for one game in the playoffs and you just lay it all out and see what happens. So I think that's why there's more angst about it.
And back to the Miami thing. Were you talking about the ACC title game? Because they're still not in it, right?
Are they not in it?
It's going to be it's going to be Duke and Virginia, I think, because SMU lost. So Miami
SMU lost. Oh my God.
SMU, they came back and then they had a field goal to tie at the end and they missed.
Unbelievable. Okay, I didn't even see that. So my apologies. I thought that Miami was in it.
You were at the game, so you didn't want watching on TV. Yeah, you were at the game. So Adam, I don't know. I'm glad you were able to be there. Good little Notre Dame contingent there. Glad you and your son had a good outing. Get home, drive safe, and then we'll talk about this Monday and we'll see if we all are clear-minded then.
Will do. And hey, Johnny, I got to let you know, I was sitting there and I looked over in the end zone and I saw some guy doing like some kind of FaceTime or something on Instagram or whatever it was. I'm like, man, that guy looks really familiar. And I went running over there with my kid during one of the breaks, and it was Mr. Bougie himself. And we linked up. Yeah. It was classic.
Yeah, he's easy to find, man. He's easy to find.
It was so good. I met him and all his kids, and they're great people, and it was really awesome to meet him. And but I just spotting him, I was like, of course. Well, that's got to be him.
Yeah.
So,
that's hilarious.
Awesome time, buddy.
It's a small world in always Irish land. Hey, drive safe, buddy. We'll talk to you in the week.
Take care, Johnny boy.
See ya. Brendan, what's going on?
John, good evening, sir. Hey, I'll try to be fast. I want to echo your sentiment, right? I think we all just need to take a step back and be grateful and appreciative of how the boys finished the season and where the program is still, like the trajectory of the program is still very much up on the upward swing. Winning 10 in a row is not easy. Winning by an average margin of victory by freaking 30 is not easy, and the boys did that. So, like, I would strongly encourage, just stay off of Twitter or social media or whatever. The only thing I would encourage everybody to read, there's a very good John Bryce article which talks about what the committee actually uses to rank the teams, and none of it is like a narrative fitting. Oh, there's so and so top wins. There's like, what is the common opponents? What is all this other stuff that people talk about? And I guess I would the other thing I would offer too is, right. So like the show that they put out on a Tuesday is a soap opera. And the guy they put out there to say, oh, this is what we're talking about for the committee. Anyone who's ever worked for like an executive or a bigwig or whatever, that guy may or may not know what he's talking about. He's the figurehead. He gets fed some talking points, and he can't go up there, and he's not going to say, oh, the relative scoring margin is this, that, and the other thing, and Notre Dame is 4 points ahead, and the defensive control or whatever. Because like in that John Bryce article, it mentions the 12 things that they actually look at, and it's not what they talk about like at all. It's pretty much like they bless the darn BCS rankings. And the BCS rankings are very high on Notre Dame. The FBI is very high on Notre Dame. All that stuff, which is what actually matters, not what knuckleheads talk about on ESPN or on freaking Twitter. So I would view this weekend, would have been good if some teams ahead of us had lost. Yes. But in my mind, nothing happened. Notre Dame, like they caps out 24. They count a blowout victory. Anything over a 24 is the same to them. It doesn't matter if you beat a team by 50 or if you beat a team by 24. And if you read the article about how it actually works, it makes a lot more sense. So I would strongly, I think we're going to be 9. We might be 8 because I think Oklahoma just barely beating LSU is not like for the measures that actually matter. It doesn't look so good. So
see, I wondered if they were gonna. I was thinking to myself, like Notre Dame looks more put together than Oklahoma does. I wondered if they get to stay ahead of Notre Dame because they get credit for being 10-2 in the SEC. Like, I don't know if that's a thing or not, but when I ask, what is the reason for them to stay there when I think Notre Dame's playing like a more put together team? Is it just that SEC credibility, 10-2 in the SEC?
Well, I think it just again, everyone Google John Bryce college football playoff rankings process. Yeah, football scoop.
Yeah, football.
It tells you, like, there's no such thing as eye test. Eye test is not a thing. Eye test is buttressed by those like relative scoring measures, relative defensive like stats. Like there's numbers and like actual data behind what the knuckleheads on ESPN talk about as eye test. There is, I mean, we're not in the room, right? So we don't know how it actually goes down, but it's not like, because right, no one's watching all these games. It's I guess whoever you remember your boss was, and you got to make some presentation, you try to highlight what you think is the important stuff, and like really, it's about selling like they just need a narrative because they have a show to fill. But like the people who do the calculations, like this is what the rankings will be based on like the kind of their strength of schedule metric, the relative scoring measures, all the efficiency, all the stuff. They map it out, and it's almost always exactly what they say. So I feel comfortable about where Notre Dame is. Stay off of Twitter. The other thing I just want to touch on real quick, John, everybody can absolutely freaking miss me with like head-to-head has to matter. The integrity of the game is at stake. That is a freaking joke. We are not like fundamentally college football is not the AFC West. All the teams don't play all the other teams. There's no draft. There's no like salary cap. There's no freaking Georgia has a 41% graduation rate. Like it is not a fair sport. It's not designed to be a fair sport. Like recruiting. What other sport lets you just choose right off the bat where you want to go to? Like all the stuff that encompasses like a normal professional league where they try to like enforce parity and teams actually play each other. None of that exists. So I feel I'm going to sleep quite soundly if they let Notre Dame in and not worry at all. Like Miami lost 2 games they shouldn't have lost, period. Like that's why if they get left out, that's why they're left out. And so just, I don't know, don't be too beat up about the people on ESPN who literally don't know what they're talking about. Read the John Bryce article, be very proud of the team. And just big picture wise. So let's say the worst case scenario happens and we're number 10th or 11th or whatever when we get left out. we have CJ Carr leading into next year. We have the vast majority of the defense coming back for next year. We have most of the offense coming back for next year. Like, we have a very, very strong foundation for next year. So I'm looking forward to the seeing where we fall out. But yeah, I feel really good about the team.
Man, that is a little bit of positivity. I think some of this group needs in the late, either the late night or the early morning, depending on how you want to look at it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Maybe we're all overthinking and overanalyzing this, man. I like what Mark said earlier makes sense to me. It feels like a lot happened, but did a lot change this weekend that involves Notre Dame? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the only ones that, like, I guess we'll tell is what do they do with Vanderbilt and Texas, right? Because they did have big wins over ranked opponents.
How much credit do you get for beating a Tennessee team that I don't think is that great?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, those are like the needle mover games would be those ones. I just don't think, like, if we had squeaked out a victory against a bad team, that would have hurt all the, after you get purely record. All those like efficiency measures is what matters. If we had barely squeaked out a victory, then I think, we would have more to worry about. But I think for the other teams, we have to worry about. And I guess I'll leave you with one kind of like big picture point. Conference realignment is absolutely the biggest problem with college football right now. You are the discussion. It is absolutely absurd that you have these conferences where it's almost entirely luck of the draw of schedule. Like Texas A&M played all these.
I'm not wrong by it's not scientific. It's a feeling I have that in these two mega conferences, some teams seem to get nailed with the toughest schedule against a ranked team all year, and others have like one big name on the schedule, I feel like. Am I dreaming or is it happening?
No, you absolutely are dreaming it. Oh, no, you're not dreaming it. It's absolutely true. And now, it's the same old thing, right? It's the Clemson argument. Clemson 2018 has a terrible ACC schedule, but they beat everybody by 50 and they win the championship running away. Like, you can't be an outstanding team and play a terrible schedule. The issue is, right, is they make such a big deal about, so-and-so is going to win the SEC. They didn't play the freaking SEC. They played like a subset of the SEC, and the people who happened to get like a better draw on the schedule did well. Like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, if you're in the NL West, you do home and homes, and there's equal games over the course of a season, so that, like, that the freaking Mariners are better than the Angels or whoever, right? Because they actually play each other a bunch. Like, this whole thing where it's just like a sample size. They honestly need to bring back divisions or do something. But it's going to be the same thing each year, where it's like you get credit for playing a nine game Big Ten schedule, cupcakes out of conference, and they treat it like it was a Big Ten schedule or an SEC schedule 15 years ago, when you actually did have to play all the people in your division or your conference to end up as a champion. So it's a lot of I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Notre Dame's got to stay independent forever, as long as we can. F the Big Ten. The only time we ever got to go and be a part of a bigger group is like if they nationalize college football or something. But until that point, stay indie as long as you can, and hate more all these people who wish they could be independent.
Yeah, there we go. Indy for life, man. Hey, thanks a lot. And John Bryce, I like his stuff, man. He has sourcing nobody else has. He's in a different circle of media. He knows different people. I find him very interesting. He does a good job.
Yep. All right, good stuff, John. I know you got a late night. Go Irish, and looking forward to seeing where we fall out on Tuesday.
Have a good one, buddy. Thanks for calling in. Mangoes, what's going on, brother?
Well, first off, congratulations on your 10-win streak. Congratulations on a successful season. Listen, man, I know it's improper etiquette for a Buckeye fan to praise Ohio State on the Irish, but I want to say thank you, Ohio State, for beating Michigan. I am so happy. I got so drunk.
It was a big win. That was a big win.
Oh, I got so drunk. I'm suffering from a hangover. I woke up like when you start this show, I'm like, hey, let me give praise to Notre Dame. But I'm going to make it quick. I ain't going to hold off, man. Like, I want to go back to sleep. I'm jacked up, my friend. Yeah, I mean, as far as Notre Dame going into the playoffs, you guys are going in. It doesn't matter. It does not matter anymore. Like, you guys are going to get in. And the cherry on top is that once you guys get into the playoffs, everything is on a clean slate. And Notre Dame, from my observation, has been a totally different football team when they get into the playoffs. And in my opinion, I think you guys are going to make a solid run. I wouldn't worry too much. I know you got your hardcore Notre Dame fans are being skeptical because they're afraid of their team being left out. You know, that anxiety. It's very valid, but you know,
Think
you
we're
guys are going to
overdoing
the
that?
playoffs.
You're not a Notre Dame fan, so maybe you could be, but you're fairly objective, especially for an Ohio State fan. Do you think we're overanalyzing and getting in our own heads and about this, and we should just enjoy the 10 games we just won and be happy for a night, or what?
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! I agree. Like you guys, you know, I'll grant that you know you guys are trying to be fair weather fans, but give CJ Carr a break. Some of you guys, holy crap! Like the kid ain't regressing. He was plateauing, and that's actually better than regressing for a freshman quarterback. You know, take it easy on the kid. Like he took the whole football team on his shoulders and carried you guys there. And guess what? Because he was good enough for he was good enough to keep Notre Dame up and high. Your defense stepped up. You get your defense, and oh my God, now is the biggest question, John. I'll ask you this question, and I'm going to get off. But remember when I told you in the beginning of the season after the Boise State game, and I was like, John, with the defense being the story of the year, do you see them getting better or regressing by the end of the season? You said that I reserve the right not to answer that question. What's your answer now with that question?
Ask it again now that we're here again.
You know, like, what's your thoughts about the defense being the big story? Will they continue to improve to be one of the best defense in college, or do you think that they're going to
made a
regress?
terrific comeback. They made it to all their numbers regress back to where they should have statistically have been after the 2 games. All of their numbers went back. The takeaway numbers, the average points per game, it all came back to what we expected. You just didn't get it in the first 2, and it's driving me nuts.
You know, to be fair, that was a tough opening. I mean, you guys got a lot of fucking balls of how you open up this season. I know you guys lost by 4 points, but don't forget, remember last year Miami wimped out on you guys not going to South Bend. I mean, like you guys got a lot of balls. You guys got a lot of fucking balls to do what you did. But anyways, John, I'm hungover. I'm hanging in by threads. I'm running on fumes. I want to go pass out. Good luck. Congratulations. Go Irish. And you guys, God bless. Take care.
Oh, thank you, man. He wakes up from a hangover just to dial into the show. Armadillo, $5 I think we beat the Canes if we play today. But on paper and the eye test, they have a slightly better defense than us. And Beck is playing better than Carr. We need help. It's just an amazing Notre Dame social experiment. It's amazing. Some of these people are saying we're in, don't worry at all. And other people are saying we're out because Rick Meyer's bench warming son is scored and now we're out. I don't know what's real. Man. It's so wild. I don't, man. $5 from the DC skater. If ND's out, give Ashley ultimatum. Apologize to the team and your fan base or leave. Next year should be the apology tour. Man, it's just in Notre Dame fashion. We're all over the board, you guys. We are just all over the board. Some people feel great, like we could beat anybody. Some people have problems with the run game, problems with the offensive coordinator. They're still mad at the defense coordinator from the beginning. We still don't know if we can kick a field goal. They haven't addressed that problem. It's just a lot. It's just a lot to process, man. And I don't think this vibe of is going to subside till you find out whether you're in or not. And if you're out, everybody's going to unload on it. Yeah, Denbrock too. People are mad at Denbrock. Add him on the list, Andrew. Add him on. Go ahead. Add him on. It's just... This is so Notre Dame-y. Nobody knows whether to be happy or not. It's so Notre Dame-y. No one knows whether to be happy or if that's okay or if you should be mad because we only won by 29. I don't know. I don't know. So I guess we just got to wait and see. All right, you guys, I got all the chatters on. That's going to be it for the show. I'm going to record a video for the morning or later this morning. I'm going to write about some articles till the sun comes up. That's what I'm going to do. You guys go get some rest. I got to tell you though, really impressive turnout this late at night. I didn't know whether I'd have 50 people in here. Everybody goes to bed or what. Really impressive turnout. So thank you guys for showing up, donating, jumping on. I didn't know. I thought people would be asleep or whatever. All right. So I'm going to do a little video kind of putting all this together. Check that out tomorrow morning. I'll have some articles up for you. You guys go get some sleep. I'll talk to you on the Patreon. This was a fun little late night show. Thank you guys.